Do my stitched eyes and mouth fill you with dread? Beware, you're on a path where none should tread. Heedlessness will end up costing your head. Too late, you're now half decoration, half undead. In today's video, we're going to get up to some ghoulish fun and make some shrunken heads from apples. Greetings and welcome to the Dream Syndicate. If you want to join me in making the imaginary reality, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Now, let's get crafting. To make these shrunken heads, you'll need apples, a melon baller and or a paring knife, parchment paper, lemon juice, and salt. You can find many of the supplies in the description and pinned comment. You can use whatever kind of apple you want, but Granny Smith apples are generally recommended for the way they wrinkle when dried out. And you'll peel the outer skin before you begin carving. What you're going to do is just take your melon baller and scoop out areas that you'll want a rounded form. Here, we're starting with large, round eye sockets. Then we'll cut a little triangle-shaped nose with a paring knife. And then cut in a wide, jagged line for the mouth, and cut another line beneath it and sort of lever the excess out. Next we'll go in and cut these lines along the mouth, giving it a sort of skull shape. We'll just shave some of the sides of the face off to give the suggestion of cheekbones. And there's my first ever apple shrunken head. With most things in arts and crafts, I go into them with a lot of planning. With these, it was more of using the apples like carving doodles and seeing what came out. You can use the paring knife to cut in more angular eyes, but I'm pretty partial to the big round eyes the melon baller gives you. The melon baller is also a good option for younger children to be able to do this craft, since you'd really have to go out of your way to injure yourself with it. If you use techniques you learned from any of my videos, I'd be happy to take a look. You can tag me wherever you're posting to. You can find my links below. I did some experimenting with creating texture on a couple of these heads, and here I'm dragging the back of the knife away from the mouth, around the eyes and nose. And there's my second ever apple shrunken head. This one kinda looks like a juggalo.
Magnets, how do they work?
With this last one, I really enjoyed how sort of goblin-y he ended up looking. I carved a few shrunken head apples, but
Hey, look! It's 100 floors of Franks. They're not all gonna be winners.
as you carve your heads, you want to set them in enough lemon juice with a couple of pinches of salt mixed in to submerge them for 15 to 20 minutes. This mixture should reduce the chances of the apples browning and molding. I didn't have enough lemon juice on hand for my container, so I tipped it this way and that to alternate submerging my heads. Then you'll put them into the oven and recite the magical incantation. Croak of frog, necrotic skin. Shroud of bog, weight of sin. Bone of dog, crocodile's grin. Curse this head to the size of a pin. You want to run your oven at low heat, around 200 degrees Fahrenheit for several hours. I baked my shrunken heads for about 4.5 hours and let them cool in the oven overnight. Once that's done, we can see how these little creeps turned out. Then you could either use them to decorate around the house, a spooky garland or wreath, just for the season, or you could try preserving them with a varnish, lacquer, or any other method you might use to preserve real ornamental fruit. My plan for these guys was to have them in some spiked hot cider beside a bonfire. I had my heads chilled in the refrigerator until I was ready to serve them. You can see the spirits haunting just above this seasonal deliciousness. Now all that's left is to put a shrunken head in a mug and ladle your hot cider over top of it. Perfect for an autumn night when you're thinking, namaste in my grave. If you want to see some of my spooky art dolls, click the first video, or check out other videos by clicking the second. And if you want to join me in making the imaginary reality, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, make believe.